Today's show is all about saving you a buck or two or 5 or 10 or maybe even 20 or more. I love saving money and I love cooking with real moms and dads and real busy people like me. This is Heidi. She is a member of a group of gals. What do you guys call your gal?
Well, our freezer meal business is called 10 Below Freezer Meal Co-op and Consulting.
Okay, 10 Below, and it's basically a group of other really busy moms, busy people that came up with a wonderful idea of once a month. Is that when you guys meet?
Yep, once a month.
They meet and they quickly just swap meals. So they make one meal, but there's six different moms, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they meet on one Sunday of the month, and they quickly swap their one meal for, everybody swaps, so you leave there with
6 different meals,
which are wonderful for the freezer. And they've put out one cookbook. They're coming out with cookbook number 2. And what they do more and more of is they consult other moms and busy people. So they'll put on, a whole little class on how other people can do this and start their own groups, which is really cool.
Yes, exactly.
It's taken off big time, hasn't it?
It has, yes. We've been able to help a lot of moms get meals to the table a lot easier.
And they used to have quite a few of those places, those freezer meal prep businesses, but most of those have gone to the wayside now. They've really gone out of business, so they didn't quite make it. So this is a way to do it yourself.
And it's makes meals affordable.
Absolutely, because sometimes those were a little bit pricey. So tell me about this meal that we're making right now.
Well, we are going to make apricot glazed drummies. My kids love drummies. They're picky eaters, so it's kind of hard sometimes to get them to eat. But the sweet apricot glaze with the soy sauce and ginger just make a nice, sweet, and inexpensive meal.
I love it. Drumsticks, of course, are really inexpensive. Usually you can buy them in a big old pack.
Yeah, 99 cents a pound.
Perfect. But if your family likes, a different type of chicken, you could certainly use that. Or we were talking for like a game day occasion, you could do this with the wings and the little drummies, which are fun.
It's a versatile glaze.
I love it. So, all right, first thing we're going to do is start with that glaze recipe.
Right, so we're going to grate about a 1/4 cup fresh ginger or 3 teaspoons ground. I like the fresh ginger because it just tastes better, and we found out that it's less expensive.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. It smells so good.
So we're going to grate that in a pan, and then also have
quite a bit of it. About how much?
Yep, about a 1/4 cup.
Okay, so like this whole thing.
Right, that whole thing. It seems like a lot, but it just adds a nice flavor.
I'm all about ginger, and this, sometimes you'll get a pretty big piece of it, which, as you said, Heidi, they're really cheap.
Right.
You can freeze the extra ginger, so.
Yep, exactly. You could grate it ahead of time if you have recipes and grate it, in small portions, or you can just put the whole thing in the freezer.
Yeah, so don't worry about it, or it lasts quite a while in your fridge too.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So we're going to grate this about a 1/4 cup of fresh ginger. And we're using a microplane, which works really nicely.
Right, especially for ginger.
Mm-hmm. Almost to the bottom here. Okay, what else?
And then we're going to add in just a 1/2 cup of finely diced onions.
Okay.
And then we're just going to put a little olive oil in the pan.
Okay.
And just kind
to
of
get that going?
Soften it up, cook it up. So just kind of over medium heat, stirring that up, getting it warm, softened, and golden.
Okay. Now, we mentioned that this is a freezer meal, so you don't have to. You could do this right away and bake this up.
Right.
But, that's the cool thing of it, to have a couple of meals in your freezer if you're going to make this at home. On those busy nights, to be able to pull that out in the morning, or the night before, let it thaw, and then throw it in the oven after work. What a lifesaver! What a time saver that is.
And this one is really easy because there's absolutely no prep. You take it out of the freezer bag and you put it in the oven.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love. Okay, so about how long should this kind of?
About 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just until it's softened and pretty well cooked. You don't want to bite into a hard piece of ginger when you're.
That's no good. So for people who are sitting at home right now and they're wondering, man, this sounds like a good idea. I'd love to get my girlfriends together and maybe do have a fun night, a girls' night, and learn something in the process.
Right.
How does that work? Do you come, you come to people's house and consult them, or?
Yep, we can set up a workshop right in homes for people. It's kind of fun to get together, and you do all the cooking and prepping. We have several different menus to choose from, including gluten-free menus. And if you go onto our website, we have a website, www.10belowfreezermeals.com. You'll get all the information. But we come in and we pretty much bring in all of the materials that you need, and we kind of teach you how to put all of the meals together.
And if you're sitting at home and you are interested in the cookbook, how can people get the cookbook, the first one and the second one, which is coming out, should be out shortly.
Right. We have also on our website, and we do have a way to pre-order the new one. But this is the one we have. It's $12 with $3 shipping, and all the information is on our website.
And they're all freezer meals, so all sorts of great things.
189 recipes in this book.
That's awesome. Okay, so the onion and the garlic, or the onion and the ginger, oh, you're really starting to smell it. It smells
really
delicious.
nice.
Okay, what next?
The next thing you're going to want to do is to add about a half a cup of the red wine vinegar.
Okay. So it's going to have kind of the salty, the sweet,
Right.
sugary. So the soy sauce?
Yep, this you're going to want to at home just let it boil down about half, just a little bit, just to cook off the real potent vinegar taste.
Okay.
But then after it's boiled down just a little bit, then you're going to add in the soy sauce, which is about 2/3 of a cup.
Okay.
And then you can add in apricot preserves, and that's kind of the ingredient that really gives it the nice sweet taste.
Wow, this
so
smells
about 1
good.
cup of that.
And really easy.
Really easy.
So when you're doing this for 6, obviously you get a big old pot, and you buy a whole bunch of chicken drumsticks, and you just, go to town and make it, and which is a great way to roll too, is,
And this glaze will go pretty far. This will actually work for 16 drumsticks. So that's a pretty big,
yeah, exactly.
pretty big amount.
So let this cook a little bit, and then at home you're going to let that cool a little bit, and then we have our drumsticks into a freezer bag.
Yep, they're all ready to go. And you can even use frozen ones that you already have. You just want to make sure that they stay frozen, that you don't thaw them and refreeze them. But then you can just add the cooled glaze to the drumsticks.
And I don't want to add this, you'll get the idea, because this is really hot. So
Right.
at home, let it cool, pour that in, kind of really give it a massage.
Exactly. And then you can make sure you get all of the air out, lay it flat in your freezer, and you're good to go.
Yum. And now when it comes to then eating this, on the day that you're like, oh, it's got to be one of those days, if you can, the night before, pull it out of your freezer.
Exactly.
Put it in your fridge, right?
Right. Yep. Thaw it in your fridge overnight. I would put it in like a glass baking dish or something, so you don't have the chicken goo in your fridge.
Just in case that bag leaks, and or double bag for sure.
Yep.
So let it thaw, and then you come home, preheat the oven to what temperature?
To 425.
So real hot. You want this nice and hot.
It'll cook hot and quick.
Okay.
So then it will lay it kind of in one layer on a pan for about 40 minutes is kind of what, depending on the size of your drumsticks, but about 40 minutes.
Oh, these look fantastic. And the glaze, it's going to be all about that glaze, which is going to be great spooned over rice or mashed potatoes or whatever. Oh,
Yep,
that looks so good, Heidi. Yum. So tell us about the recipe we're making next time.
We're going to make a slow cooker sloppy joe recipe, another good budget-friendly, family-friendly dish.
I'm all about a good sloppy joe. So thanks so much for coming on. And Heidi is not going anywhere. She's going to stick around and make her slow cooker sloppy joes. Coming up, we're also going to do a budget-friendly pizza recipe, barbecue chicken pizza, a great way to use some leftover chicken. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.